What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. Alright, we're going to start this one off with an update from Michael Krizo. Krizo is currently just under 2 weeks out from the M-Pro Classic in Spain, and now that we've seen Krizo strip away the off-season body fat, you can really see how he's gained a pretty significant amount of size since the last time we saw him this lean. It's not just the overwhelming size that he carries, the level of vascularity here is really impressive, the roundness, the fullness. You know, Krizo really reminds me of Phil Heath through the arms and the shoulders. Phil was always described as having that real 3D look to the muscle, and that is most definitely what we're seeing here with Krizo. Krizo has been doing about 20 minutes of cardio a day and at least 30 minutes of posing practice, which is really good to hear since posing is one thing that Krizo really needed to work on. Not necessarily with the execution of his poses, but he really needed to improve on his endurance on stage. Krizo seemed to get easily winded when he would be going through the poses at the 2022 Olympia, so he does have an opportunity to improve on his presentation, and that could really help him improve on his 12th place finish at the 2022 Olympia. Of course, Krizo needs to qualify first, but with the upcoming M-Pro Classic, everyone is really expecting Krizo to more or less walk away with this win here. And there's really no one in the lineup right now that I can really see defeating Michael Krizo. So as of now, my money is on Krizo to take home the win at the M-Pro Classic and the Olympia qualification. Now, we do have one more Olympian jumping into this lineup. Andrea Presti has officially announced that he'll be competing in the M-Pro Classic, and this is a guy not only with a good amount of muscle, but he's got a lot of stage experience. Andrea competed 6 times in the 2022 bodybuilding season, and even after winning the Mr. Big Evolution show over Brett Wilkin, he still went on to compete at the Big Man Pro in Spain before competing at the Olympia. So the judges know this guy and they'll know what to expect, and it looks like we can expect Andrea to come in pretty shredded at this show, which is a smart move for him here to really play that conditioning game going up against Krizo. He is not going to outsize Krizo, that's for sure. Andrea just doesn't have the arms or the shoulders to stand next to Krizo. He's not as shapely as Krizo is the other thing, but if Krizo comes up short in conditioning, Andrea just might be able to sneak past him. Now, I do think Krizo would have to be significantly off for that to happen, and like I said before, I highly doubt that anyone is going to come in and beat Krizo at this show. But based on Andrea's track record, whether he wins or loses, chances are good that we'll see him on stage again this year. Alright, next up, we have another physique update from Andrew Jacked at 9 weeks out of the Texas Pro, and the confidence from Andrew just seems to be increasing by the day, and standing at 301 pounds with a relatively short off-season and health phase after the 2023 Arnold Classic, this is a further testament to the genetic gifts that Andrew really has. Even with the time he took not pushing PEDs or large amounts of food, he just kept growing, but he's growing in all the right places. Andrew's arms are definitely bigger, the quads look bigger, his waist looks like it's still dialed in though. I would say that his back has improved for sure, but you know, there's still more work to be done from the back. And he actually says in this video that he's back to more of the training split that he was doing with Psycho Lewis. Now, not as intense of course, but he's doing a lot of rowing exercises to bring up the back thickness, and he's back to training hamstrings 3 times a week to really increase the size and etch out those details in the back shots. So Andrew looks to be growing in all the right places. He looks to be on track for 9 weeks out of the Texas Pro, and rumor has it that Psycho Lewis was considering going to Dubai to train with Andrew leading up to the show. Now, I can't confirm that, but I did hear that might be what Psycho Lewis decides to do. But anyway, let me know down below in the comments section, do you think Andrew Jacked will successfully defend his Texas Pro title this year? Alright, last up, Stefan Matala dropped some updates recently that really might change up the game for him going into the 2023 season. So let's just get into it here. Stefan announced that he's about 5 weeks out from competition as of today, and that would land him in around the time frame of the Mr. Big Evolution Pro in Portugal on July 9th. So finally, we have a show announcement from Stefan Matala. But the thing is, he still has weight to lose to make the classic physique cutoff. So Stefan's weight cap is 94 kilograms. He started this weight cut at 112 kilograms. And even at 112 kilograms, Stefan looked like he was almost lean enough to step on stage at that point. So, as I suspected, Stefan has confirmed that at this point, he's having to cut down on muscle tissue, which is really too bad. He has such a pleasing physique that I think would do very well in the 212. maybe even in the open if he had continued to put on size. But regardless, this is where Stefan is now. And he goes on to say that it's been a really challenging journey for him to get down in weight. He trains 3, if not 4 times a day, and he says basically he has no choice if he wants to make the weight cutoff for Classic. He's also been working to try and stretch himself out to gain about 1.5 centimeters, which would put him into the next weight category. Now, that one I'm kind of skeptical of. I don't think that works for everyone, but he really is doing everything he can to be successful in Classic Physique. Now, one of the other things that Stefan is planning on doing is actually moving to Dubai to complete his prep. He says that although he's very used to his routine he's in now at home in France, him and his coach have agreed that he just needs to get out of that environment he's in right now. Too many people that come up to him at the gym to chat. But Stefan's coach here, he goes by Asan NFC on Instagram. He's been living in Dubai for 3 years now. He has contacts, and he says that he can move Stefan into a place and provide the food, the accommodations, basically take away any concerns beyond training, eating, and sleeping. Now, do I think moving to Dubai will make the difference for Stefan? Well, I'd like to know how much more weight he really has to lose yet. He hasn't given an update on his weight, although he says he will soon, which tells me he might still be well over the weight cap for Classic, and maybe he's getting nervous that he just won't make it. But if he does make weight, and he doesn't have to strip off much more muscle, I think we're going to have a very dangerous Classic Physique competitor rise through the ranks very quickly. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.